Hello and welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but will be around for the entire session to answer any questions you may have. My name is Jenny and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. However, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can either ask a general question to all schools, or if you want to ask one to a specific school, just put the name of the school there so they can answer to you directly. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. And I'd like to turn it over to our first school for the evening, Pacific University, Oregon.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenny. I will share my screen here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you there we go. I am with Pacific University, a 4-year private liberal arts university just outside of Portland, Oregon. We're about a half hour from downtown Portland in a college town called Forest Grove. We have about 26,000 people, so it's definitely a college town. But you can get to the city of Portland for concerts, Blazers games, job and career placement opportunities. We're an hour from the Pacific Ocean. You can get to Seaside or Cannon Beach in about an hour. We're 15 minutes from the Nike World Headquarters, Intel, Columbia Sportswear, and a number of other businesses. We offer all sorts of different majors. Some of the unique ones, we have a sports leadership and management, sports communication. We have a 4-year engineering. We also have a number of different languages. The health sciences, our pre-professional programs are extremely strong. Those include our pre-PT, pre-occupational therapy. So the undergrad for our PT is kinesiology. So if you're looking on there and you don't see exercise science and you feel like that's what you want to study, definitely reach out if there is other things that you don't see on our list, and I'll see if there's anything that is similar. So we have just under 2,000 undergrad and about the same number of graduate students. Our average class size is 19. Can't hide at Pacific. 100% of the classes are taught by full PhD, full-time faculty. And we have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So as long as you meet with your academic advisor once a year, you declare your major by end of sophomore year, and you pass your classes, have to pass your classes, then we guarantee our students will graduate in 4 years. We are the top private research institution in the Northwest by the National Science Foundation. 83% of our students, there's numbers on the screen. You guys can read those if you would like. I like that 93% number. That's a very high number compared to the national average. We have over 70 clubs and organizations. The student body is extremely engaged. There's an average of 3 clubs and organizations outside their major that they're active in. You can see my backdrop tonight is our annual luau. We have the largest student-run luau outside of Hawaii in the United States. We're a Division III university with 24 different varsity sports teams, 28 intramurals, and 10 club sports. A third of our students are in the performing arts, and 40% of our students are athletes. Outside the classroom, there's a lot of extra things that you can do. As a student at Pacific, our outdoor pursuits, they go on different weekend trips, and they have our new student voyages also. So the student study abroad, all the credits transfer directly back to Pacific, all your scholarships transfer. So a majority of our students actually study abroad. So application, we take the Common App where you have to have an essay. You need your official transcript sent to us. If you are below a 3.0 GPA, we will need an academic recommendation. If you're over that, all we'll need is the Common App and an essay. So we have a number of scholarships. The scholarships range from $20,000 to $30,000 per year for your academic merit scholarships, and those are renewable for all 4 years. We also have a number of different talent and other additional scholarships for talent, theater, dance, art, forensics, community service. There is a number of different scholarships. We encourage all students, if you are a senior and you're watching this, participate in the Senior Preview Scholarship Day. Those are 2.5 hour presentations, and you get a $1,000 per year scholarship to Pacific. All my contact information is on this slide. I can also, I think, be able to put it in the chat at the bottom, because that actually is an incorrect email that has been updated. So I will drop that in the chat when my time is up. But the location is awesome at Pacific. The buildings are beautiful. We have an unbelievably gorgeous campus, but the people make the place at Pacific. It's definitely some of the best people I've ever been around, with the small class sizes, the large number of student athletes, the Hawaiian Club. There's a lot of exceptional things about Pacific. We're a majority minority school. So as a white guy, I am a minority on our campus. So it is extremely diverse. And with that, I will get to the chat to put my email in there. And if you do have questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you're just joining us, feel free to use the Q&A function to ask questions of any of our schools here at any time during these presentations. Up next, we have Jessup University.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining the session today. I'm just going to pull up my presentation real quick, and then we'll get going. Let's see. All right, are you guys able to see?
It is not up yet.
Let's see. All right. All right. Is it coming up yet or
Not yet.
not yet? Okay, hold on
If you
one
want to
sec.
just start, talking, and then you can try to bring it up as you're going. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
sounds
coming up.
good.
There you go.
There it is. Can you guys see it?
Yep, looks good.
Awesome, cool. Well, like I mentioned, my name is Christian. I'm with Jessup University. Jessup is a 4-year private Christian university that is located in the heart of Northern California. So we are about 1 hour away, about an hour and a half away from Lake Tahoe. We've are about an hour and 20 minutes away from San Francisco on the other side. Yosemite is not too far from us, underneath us. And then obviously we've got the beautiful redwoods above us. So really fun location. There's a ton to do right around the school. Like I mentioned, we're a private Christian university. You don't have to be Christian to attend the school. We have students from all different faith backgrounds that attend Jessup, but our in our history and our foundation, we are a Christian school. We're about 2,000 students in size that live on campus, so a little bit of a smaller campus, which is really awesome when it comes to building community and being equipped and known. So our slogan is that every single student at Jessup is equipped with more than just a degree and a piece of paper. We have life coaching that I'll talk about in a little bit. That is going to really help equip you past that degree. And we also really strive to have every single student known by name. So professors often are a lot more like mentors at Jessup. My professors as a student would, take me out to dinner and get to know me on a personal level, which is great because, our class sizes on average are about 10 students to a class when you're in those senior level classes that are super difficult. So that just really allows your professor to know you personally. And even socially, we really prioritize every student being plugged into the family that is Jessup. So I mentioned a little bit about where we're located, again, in the heart of Northern California. On our campus, we've got multiple different dorm areas. So freshman dorm quarters, a sophomore dorm area, which is pictured on the screen, and then junior and senior apartments on campus. Our dorms are pretty unique. Typically, you have, the hallway set up in a dormitory, but at Jessup, our dorms are set up in what we call wings. Pretty much you share a common family room space with about 7, 8 other rooms. In that common family room space, we've got like popcorn machines, projectors, gaming consoles, and it's pretty much intended to be a communal family room space for you and 7, 8 other rooms to hang out and build community and have a little family day one when you move on to campus at Jessup. So because of how community driven our dormitories are and how they're designed, 60% of students choose to live on campus all 4 years. Even being given the freedom to live off campus any of the 4 years, so it's pretty cool. Our dorms were just ranked the number 7 best dorms in the whole state of California by Niche this last year. And one thing that's pretty cool about the dorms is every single room is equipped with its own AC unit. They're pretty spacious rooms and super nice. So dorms are great. We also have a 4.3-star restaurant on campus, and our restaurant is in the top 3% of college food in the nation, also according to Niche this last year. Our restaurant includes an all-you-can-eat Mongolian grill bar. We have a wood fire smoked pizza oven on campus, as well as a global corner where we highlight a different dish from around the world every meal. So for lunch today, we were highlighting Japanese food and we had ramen. And for dinner, they were highlighting Greek food. So really fun options for food, but the on-campus life is great. As far as athletics go, we are NCAA Division II. And we have about 17 different sports on campus. We also have study abroad options. I know our business program gets to study 1 semester in Hong Kong. Our English program studies a semester in London. And so different programs have different areas they go, but study abroad is really popular at Jessup. We also are very plugged into the local communities. So we have local outreach events that go on every Saturday. For example, this upcoming Saturday, our freshmen dorm buildings are going down to downtown Sacramento to just spend time with the homeless. They're going to be bringing them food and loving on them and spending time with them. So we definitely really prioritize being plugged into our city and just loving on those around us. So really unique community. As far as music and theater and art goes, those are some of our standout programs at Jessup, which I'll get into on the next slide. Or on the next slide after this, but these are kind of like the umbrella academic schools that we have at Jessup. So within each of these, we have a ton of different major options. We have about 60 different degree programs in total, and all of those fall within one of these academic schools. So some of our most popular programs include nursing. We have a $2 million nursing simulation lab with full robotic patients that can give birth. They can talk to you, call you by name. It's pretty impressive technology. So our bachelor's in nursing is a really popular program, and it is actually not impacted for this upcoming year. So I would definitely check that out if you're looking into nursing. Aviation is also really popular. We have a flight simulator on campus. For our commercial music students, they get to record an album every year at George Lucas's private studio, Skywalker Ranch, where George Lucas did all the Star Wars music. And some of our other popular programs include criminal justice and entrepreneurship. I mentioned earlier, but every single student at Jessup has a personal life coach who's a certified life coach to really help take them past the degree and develop a full plan for after graduation, which is very personalized. And I think I'm running up on time here, so I'll kind of wrap up with this. But if you're nervous about attending a private school, I would really encourage you to just apply and figure out what you can get. 99% of students at Jessup are receiving financial aid, and you will get an academic scholarship with anything above a 3.0. So if you are interested and Jessup sounds like a potential fit for you, I'd love to help you learn more about the school. So you can just scan this QR code here, and that will keep us connected. And our seniors can apply for free today at the code jessup.edu/apply. Thank you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to connecting soon.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Up next, we have Cal Poly Pomona.
Hi, y'all. I am Thea Strong. I'm an outreach counselor here at Poly Pomona, and I'll be covering campus highlights as well as our admission requirements. So, Cal Poly Pomona, we have 25,180 undergraduates currently on our campus. We have 8 academic colleges. Our largest college is being our College of Engineering. One thing I like to highlight about our College of Engineering, if you enroll as an aerospace engineer major, in order to graduate, you have to complete a senior design project, which students either have to build a spacecraft, a watercraft, or a vehicle, as opposed to our smallest college, our College of Hospitality Management. And cool things I like to highlight about our College of Hospitality Management is that we have a restaurant on campus that students are able to work in, where they're able to learn the business side of things as well as the kitchen side of things. Our average class size is 32, and we have over 54 majors currently at Cal Poly Pomona. So a little bit more about Cal Poly Pomona. We are a 4-year public institution. We're located in the city of Pomona, California, and between 4 counties, LA, Orange, Riverside, as well as San Bernardino County. We are part of the Cal State system, but we are one of the 3 polytechnics in the Cal State system. That's basically saying our whole approach to learning is going to be hands-on, learn by doing. So I use those previous examples of our aerospace engineer majors, building a spacecraft, water color vehicle, our hospitality management students work in the restaurant. Since we are hands-on, we do emphasize internships. So at the bottom of my screen are some internships our students were able to receive, ranging from SoCal Gas, Edison, Boeing, etc. Now, I'm big on resources. I always tell students, yes, you're going to college for a degree, but life happens. So to make sure you have resources wherever you go. Some resources we have here at Cal Poly Pomona include our Disability Resource Center, our clothes closet, where students could go to get 1 free full outfit of professional clothing. And we also have different learning resources like tutoring, our writing center, etc. We also have different identity-based resources, ranging from our Black Resource Center to our Native American Student Center, Pride Center, etc. Since 57% of our students identify as first-generation students, we also have different first-generation resources as well. And then my last slide covering resources, we also have study abroad if you'd like to go travel. I bring NAR scholars for our first generation students who want to pursue PhD programs, our educational opportunity programs, EOP for short, for our first generation students, as well as our Renaissance Scholars Program for our foster youth students. This is just a little bit of our resources. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to visit our website. Now, we do have housing available on our campus, ranging from our residential halls to our residential suites. We have different rooms, like our singles, our doubles, as well as triple occupancies, different theme communities, as well as different activities and events that they put on so you could build your community living on our campus. Historically, housing has been required for our first years to live on campus, so just make sure you take a note of that. And things to do on campus include our ASI student government. That's going to be similar to ASB at a high school. So they put on different events, including our Bronco Fusion, where they have artists come out and perform. So past years, they had Ty Dolla $ign perform. Our Gold and Green Block Party, where our students had fun, got some food, and got ready and excited for our basketball game later that night. Over 300 clubs and organizations, and similar to a lot of schools, if you don't see a club that you like, you're able to create your club here on our campus. Now we do have sports programs as well. Sports teams range from baseball, basketball, volleyball, track and field. We are NCAA Division II, if you like to play at our school. If you don't want to play at an NCAA level, we also have different intramural as well as club sports on our campus. And that range from our rock climbing to soccer to baseball, etc. Now, moving on more to our academic side, we do have unique majors on our campus, including animal sciences, apparel merchandising and management. Architecture is going to be a 5-year program. Nutrition/nutrition sciences. That is one major that we do like to highlight because the one major we don't offer at Cal Poly Pomona will be nursing. Even though we don't have nursing, we do have pre-med options like nutrition/nutrition sciences, biochemistry, kinesiology as well. Now, talking a little bit more about majors, we do have majors here on our campus that are impacted, majors ranging from architecture to psychology, communication, aerospace engineering, etc. This will be our full list of our impacted major currently at Cal Poly Pomona. And I'm moving on to requirements. So our first-time freshmen, our folks coming straight out of high school, we require 2 things: making sure that you complete your A through G requirements, as well as having a 2.5 GPA for our California residents. For our non-California residents, it will be a 3.0. We don't look for SAT or ACT. We also don't require a letter recommendation or personal insight question. We do go based off a multi-factor admission model, basically saying we look at academic factors as well as non-academic factors. And some non-academic factors we look at include outside classroom activities, such as clubs, volunteer hours, sports, etc. And we do accept transfer students. So if you like to go down to the community college route, we also take transfer students. Here are the minimum requirements. I won't go into too much details, just because we do have advising sessions for our transfer students. So if you would like advising, make sure you sign up on our website and we're able to chat about your requirements as a transfer student. Now, going over cost of attendance, tuition will be $7,438 across the board. Living expenses, book supplies, transportation, etc. Those will be estimated costs, so this won't be the actual cost you might pay at Cal Poly Pomona, but the tuition will be the same of that $7,438, and that'll be across the board for our commuters as well as our on-campus housing. We do have financial aid offer as well as scholarships. One thing I like to highlight is our scholarship fest. We're able to find Cal Poly Pomona related scholarships as well as external scholarships. And just to wrap up, our deadlines, our application is already closed. Decision will be going out February through April, and confirmation will be June 1st. And if you need to contact me, here is my email below, fbstrong@cup.edu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And a reminder that that Q&A is open if you do have questions for any of our institutions. Up next, we have Eastern Washington University.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Marian. I'm with Eastern Washington University. So a little bit about us. This website that I'm currently showing you is available to the student population. So if you want to take a look at this because I ran out of time, or you want to look a little bit more in depth, this is where you can go. But with that, so sorry. So affordability. We are the most affordable four-year institution within the state of Washington. Tuition and fees is about $8,345 a year, which is still a lot, but not too much. But we also do are a WUI school. So for any of the states or territories listed down here below, you won't get in-state tuition, but it will be you get kind of a discounted rate from out-of-state tuition. So instead of having to pay the full out-of-state tuition price, you get something kind of in the middle. I think it's a little over $12,000 a year. If you're from these areas, you're automatically considered a WUI school. There's no additional application. So you're just like, hey, I'm from Alaska or wherever. And then there you go, you get admitted into it. With that, kind of going into our programs, we have over 150 different programs here at Eastern Washington University. With our top 5 being biology, business, psychology, dental hygiene, and engineering. But we also have a really good education program, and we have our own brand new nursing program as well that we have all to ourselves. So we've been seeing a lot of good success and growth with that. So that is really cool. Going to a little bit more on our community side. We have over 160 different clubs and organizations, which range from academic to fun, things like Beyonce or the Shrek Club here that students get to create on their own. There's not clubs that students have that are interested to them, it only takes 3 members and somebody else, a faculty member, to sign up for one. We have 85 intramural club sports. And then we are part of the NCAA Division I athletic group. So competing up in some of those higher things. We're also part of the Big Sky Conference. And then we also do have 14 different Greek life organizations here on campus. So depending on what you might like to do to get a little bit involved in a specific organization, we've got a lot of options for you. But outside of that, we also have just events we put on daily, or not daily, but all the time, things like silent disco. We've done movie nights, we host concerts, hockey games, and more, just lots of things to keep the students here entertained and interested in what we have to offer. Sorry, wrong button, my bad. I'm not very good with technology, I'll be honest. Life on campus, we have close to 11,000 students here on campus. So it's still a good college feel, but it's nice and small. Our student to faculty ratio is 19:1, with the average class size being 20 students. We are also a regionally comprehensive school, so our professors teach first and do research second, which creates a really nice personal aspect to our students. They get to learn you by name. You can get letters of recommendation, research opportunities, and more by working with our professors. And we have over 1,000 student jobs here on campus as well, because college is expensive. So it's nice to have a way to pay for it. So we do offer jobs to students directly on campus. We have 4 residential halls here at Eastern. Each kind of has their own little variety and unique piece to it. One of them being more lively. We have quieter ones with bigger rooms, one with walk-in closets, just kind of to appeal to the students. And that needs to be updated. We actually only have 5 dining locations here on campus, but we do have options for it. And then stuff right downtown Cheney as well to it, which then leads me kind of into the location. We're a small college town, but we're 25 minutes from the second largest city within the state of Washington, which is Spokane, Washington. Because of that, you have access to movie theaters, different restaurants, a historic downtown park, there's laser tag and more. So lots of activities to keep students entertained on weekends or just for fun. But that also provides a lot of internship opportunities for students to partake in, especially with like our nursing program. We have 2 major hospitals downtown. Businesses will offer different internships as well. So it creates a lot of hands-on experience here. And then we're surrounded by mountains and lakes. There's over 200 lakes within an 1.5-hour radius of Cheney, Washington. So if you want to go out, explore, go hiking, canoeing, more, there's always that. And another thing too with Eastern's campus is we do have a wildlife refuge that is part of our campus. So students actually get to get out of the classroom and do some hands-on research and classroom experience that they get to then graduate with. I'm trying to think, sorry. Application process. There we go. The application process. So our priority application, our scholarships and FAFSA, except for this year, FAFSA is due March. But otherwise it's due February 1st. So it's a pretty easy deadline to remember all 3 of those. You have to have a 2.75 GPA or higher to automatically get accepted into Eastern. Starting at a 3.0 and higher. If you apply by that priority deadline, you also get an automatic scholarship, which is really nice. It's pretty easy to get that. And then that scholarship too, if you apply by February 1st, you're eligible to gain scholarship money that is available after that February 1st deadline. But if you have any questions, please reach out, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Up next, we have University of San Francisco.
Sweet. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen. So hello, everyone. My name is Sergio Maravilla. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm an admission counselor with the University of San Francisco. Very happy to be here. The University of San Francisco is a private Jesuit Catholic university located in the heart of San Francisco. We're very, very grounded in our values of social justice and community engagement. So whether you are a management major or a biology major, everyone's going to have a similar conversation on how can they use this new knowledge to give back to the community. And students will actually be required to have 1 semester of a community engaged learning course. And the best way to describe this is like half the class will be out in the larger city of San Francisco, and the other half of the class will be like reflecting on what you did or preparing for whatever you're doing off campus. In regards to size, we have about a 6,000 undergraduate student population. So we are considered a medium-sized university with an average classroom size of about 23. That's often a really big draw for our prospective students, is because they have access to this very intimate college education, but in a very large urban environment like San Francisco. So kind of the best of both worlds. Another big reason why students come to USF is specifically for our diversity. We are ranked number 1 in the US for being the most ethnically diverse college campus, which is something we're very, very proud of. So if you're looking for a college experience where you can find people who share similar backgrounds to you and similar identities, but you also want to learn from other different walks of life as well, that's something that we can definitely offer at USF. And also in regards to size, we have about a 55-acre campus in the heart of San Francisco. Here is a little map in relation to where we are in the Bay Area of California. Our students are very well connected to the city of San Francisco. For example, all USF students will have access to the bus system for free. So basically all you need to do is just show your USF ID to any bus system or bus line and hop on and go anywhere you want. For example, we have 2 major bus lines that touch the USF campus that can take you all the way to the Pacific Ocean near Ocean Beach in about 25 minutes. And then also too, if you want to go the opposite direction, you can also hit up the downtown area and also like the financial district in about similar 25 minutes as well. I like to describe students who come to USF as, very academically focused, very career oriented, but they also want to have a very fun college experience as well. So regardless if prospective students listening today, if you don't see yourself staying in San Francisco for the rest of your life, I can definitely affirm that it's definitely going to be a very notable chapter in your college education as well as like your journey through life as well. And of course, we have some pretty globally recognized locations that students have access to as well in the larger city of San Francisco. For example, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, Fisherman's Wharf. We also have some pretty major sporting teams as well. For example, the Golden State Warriors if you're into basketball, SF Giants if you're into baseball, and of course, the San Francisco 49ers if you're into football. In regards to academics, at USF, we have about 40 plus different undergraduate programs that students can pursue with an additional 70 plus different minors. Our most popular programs listed on the left side of the slide in no specific order is going to be our direct entry nursing program. So there's no pre-nursing. Students in the nursing program will start their clinical rounds in hospitals during their second year at USF and will be fully qualified to be full-time nurses after they graduate with their BSN. Computer science, management, biology, and psychology are also very popular, specifically in the Bay Area for the job opportunities. And some notable majors I definitely want to highlight is going to include our 4-year pre-professional architecture program, our neuroscience program, our public health, engineering, which is also direct entry, and also our performing arts and social justice major. On the right side of the slide, you'll see kind of these little list of dual degree programs. That is definitely something else I want to highlight as well, because USF students can potentially get their bachelor's degree as well as their master's degree before they even leave USF. So you can see we have a 4+1 program in applied economics, 4+1 program in biotechnology, computer science, international economic development, and just to name a few. Popular ones actually are going to include our law program and also our education program for students who want to be teachers in the future. And we do have a 93% 4-year graduation rate. So we're very, very passionate on making sure our students graduate in their preferred timeline. And they also feel well supported for whatever they're doing after college as well, regardless of whatever that is. In regards to how you go about applying, like many private universities, we are on the common application, as well as a coalition application if you're working on that. Additionally, too, we are also on our USF Direct application, which can be found on our website. This is really popular for our California residents. For example, if you're applying to a lot of public universities, maybe USF is your only private university, the direct application is really nice. And then also too, in addition to that application, you will be required to submit your unofficial or official high school transcripts as well. Our average admitted student GPA is about a 3.6. Nursing and engineering are a little bit more selective with about like a 4.0 for nursing and about a 3.8 for engineering. But for all other non-nursing and non-engineering majors, that average GPA for admitted students is about a 3.6. The next two are optional. So we are test optional. So SAT and ACT scores are not required for admission. And then also too, we are letter recommendation optional as well. Students can submit up to 3 letters of recommendation, but once again, they are not optional. We often see an increase in these optional materials for our more selective majors, such as nursing and engineering. Or for example, if students maybe didn't do so well academically and they just want to reaffirm their academic abilities to our admissions office, that's basically what they'll do. But the only required materials are going to be our common application and the transcripts. In regards to deadlines, these do not change. These will be the same every single year. We have an early action deadline of November 1st and a regular decision deadline of January 15th. Early action applicants will hear back in like December, and regular decision applicants will hear back in March. We review applications the same regardless whenever you submit the application. It is whatever works best for the student. If you just want to, submit your applications and don't worry about them, early action is a great option. But if you want to have some more time with your application, maybe regular decision might be a good route. For students who are really committed to USF and want to demonstrate that commitment through their application, we do have an early decision 1 and an early decision 2 application type as well. But this is definitely for students who, want to demonstrate that commitment, but are also comfortable with those binding options. And if you're looking for the transfer route, we do also accept transfer applicants for both the fall and spring semesters. Similar pathway, it'll be on the common application or the USF direct application, and also transcripts will be required with deadlines for March 1st for fall and November 1st for spring. If you have any questions, if you have any other curiosities about the University of San Francisco, here's my contact information, but of course, I'll drop it in the chat. I'm always happy to talk after this as well. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks so much. And last but certainly not least, tonight is Arizona State University.
Hi, everyone. So I'm last, and I'm gonna be pretty quick. So ASU is the largest public university in the country. We've got about 350 majors. So there's a lot to choose from. We are direct entry for all majors. And for those of you who don't know, some schools talked about it already. But direct entry means that you hit the ground running with classes in that major immediately. So it's not like you to do your general education classes and then you transfer into a specific major. With us, you do your major for 4 years. And the idea of ASU is that education should be accessible. And so you're going to be doing that major for 4 years. You've got internships on your resume by the time you graduate. You have experience with working with a faculty member who needs to do research, and you get that on your resume in your field. So our statistic is 90% of ASU grads get at least one job offer in their field within the first 90 days of graduating. We are #1 for innovation from 2016 to 2024. So they like to say that we beat out MIT and Stanford, but obviously we beat out everybody. So just like to rub it in their faces a little bit. #1 for sustainability and global impact as well. The accessibility aspect too, I also want to mention our admission criteria are very, very straightforward for every major. So some majors do have higher criteria. For example, nursing and business and some engineering degrees have specific criteria. But if you hit those criteria, you are guaranteed admission. So it's not like you're in competition for a certain number of spots. You're guaranteed admission, no questions asked. And what that means is a certain GPA, a certain test score, that'll get you in. We do not look at essays or resumes or extracurriculars. So no essay is required for ASU at all, unless you're applying to the honors college, which is like having a small Ivy League school within the large university, and that is competitive, and any major is eligible for the honors college. But otherwise, we do not require an essay or references. We do have 4 main campuses in the Phoenix area. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the US. There's a lot going on in Phoenix, a lot of internships there, a lot of jobs off campus, that kind of thing. But I'll talk about the differences between the campuses here. So downtown, actually, let's start with Tempe. So Tempe is the biggest one. That's kind of what people think of when they think of ASU. I'm sorry if you can hear the jets. I hope you can, but I live close to an air base, so there's sometimes there are jets. So Tempe campus is the largest. That's got about 57,500 students. It is very big. The average is the class size is 34 at that campus, and the student faculty ratio is 20:1. ASU is very conscious of being a big school, and we want to create small communities within the big school as much as we can. And what that means is when you come to school, because you're doing direct entry and because you're doing your major right away, you actually will live with other students in your same school of study. So what that means is there's like 2 business dorms, there's the nursing dorm, that kind of thing. And you have that support system already set up for you. So you go to class together, you eat together, you can get homework help at 4 o'clock in the morning, that kind of thing. It's all very straightforward, and the idea is that you have the support system as soon as you get to school. All right, so that's Tempe campus. Downtown Phoenix is about 11,000 students. It's our second smallest campus, or second largest campus. And the student faculty ratio is 11:1. Then we've got West Campus and Polytechnic Campus, and the student faculty ratio at West is 13:1. Polytechnic is 24:1. All 4 campuses have very different personalities, and the great thing about ASU, if you do want a small school, is you can go to West Campus or Polytechnic Campus and you can get that small school feel, but the resources of the big school. So what that means is all of our D1 sports, for example, so there's 13 D1 women's sports, 12 D1 men's sports. All tickets for any sporting event are free for students to like the 66,000 seat football stadium, for example. All tickets are free. You just hop on the free shuttle bus that runs every 15 minutes from every campus. Then you can be at the Tempe campus for a game really quickly. But you have also the funding for student research, for faculty research, all that stuff while being at a small campus if that's what you wanted. There's so much to talk about with ASU, so I'm kind of talking fast, but also I'm going to miss a ton of stuff. So I'm going to put in the chat the link to find your rep. So ASU has a representative for every state and every area. So I cover a certain number of states and I cover Southern California. We do have a whole team of staff across the country who live in your area and can answer questions. So you go through that link that I just put in the chat and you can find your representative and ask more questions. All right. So there are support services, like I said, very conscious of being the biggest school. We don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. There's a whole system set up where you sign up for classes and it automatically assigns you the classes that you need to stay on track to graduate in 4 years. You're also guaranteed a spot in every class you need every semester to graduate in 4 years. You don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to get into those classes necessary to graduate on time. You've got your course scheduling, your faculty office hours, all that stuff is going to be on your My ASU portal. And it's all really easy to access. We are also part of the WUI program, the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. We offer automatic scholarships that range from 7,500 to 16,500, and that's automatic based on your GPA and your SAT or ACT score if you have one. Otherwise, it's just GPA based. But then that scholarship follows you for all 4 years. We do offer the WUI as well, the Western Undergraduate Exchange, but only about a third of our majors qualify, and none of the Tempe campus majors qualify for that discount. And you cannot combine your automatic scholarships and the WUI. We give whichever one is higher, and WUI is about 13,000 off tuition. So, like I said, a lot of opportunities at ASU. It is the largest school in the country, so there's tons of stuff going on. There's the taco eating club, there's the zombie preparedness club, lots of things to do. There's about 1,600 clubs and organizations, and you do not have to be restricted to your campus for that either. You can go to other campuses and participate in their clubs and their activities. So I put this in the chat, but you can access your team member for your admissions purposes and all your questions at that link to find my rep link. And they'll be able to help you specifically for your application process. And I think I actually went under time, so go team. And that's it, I'm done for the last one. So have a good night, everybody.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our institutions here this evening for sharing more about your lovely schools. I wish I could go back and go to all of them, and they sound amazing. So we have just a couple minutes for a question here. So I'll ask everyone to come back on screen and we'll go ahead and get started with that. So what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? You share your little nuggets of wisdom. We'll go in the same order, starting with Pacific University, Oregon.
I would say explore as many different types of universities as you can. So big schools, small schools, urban schools, rural schools, to try to narrow it down. So I think visiting schools is really important to kind of get a feel for what the actual campus is like. That's what I would chip in there.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest, I think, just going through the different application processes, where you can, just to see what financial aid and scholarships you qualify for. I think sometimes schools can surprise you when you actually get your scholarship offer package back. So I always encourage students, on top of like he was saying, to just go and see the schools, to apply for the ones that pique your interest and just see what scholarships you qualify for.
Hi, I recommend students to discover more about themselves so you can make the best decision for yourself in the college process. And that could be majors, deciding what city or what school you want to go to.
Yeah, so my personal bit is we always say go visit the universities that or colleges that you're interested in, because you can do as much research, you can think it's the exact place you want to go, but you don't know until you go there. Overall, it's somewhere that's probably going to be your home for the next 4 to 5 years, maybe longer. So you definitely want to feel like it's a space that you're comfortable and you'll thrive in. So go actually visit these places and make sure it's somewhere you think you can be successful.
And for me, honestly, I would just probably encourage, students and parents to reach out to admissions offices. Like, there's so much support. There's so many people trying to wanting to give you so much help. You just have to ask for it. So definitely reach out to admissions offices, reach out to all of us, whoever you're comfortable with. I think that's going to be a great, great resource moving forward.
And I would want to reiterate everything people said, but I also want to say that a really good tip is actually just to create an email address specific for your college search. So make sure that you can make it your name, college, whatever, And then that way you can keep track of all the communications that are coming from all the schools.
Absolutely. And on that, I always either say the email or also to have like some kind of spreadsheet or tracking system, notes app, a notebook, something, because you heard from all of these different schools. They all had different dates and deadlines, different scholarships, information. So you really want to make sure to stay organized. So that email is key. And then also, you know, some way to track everything and keep things organized. So yeah, that's all fantastic information. And just to echo what Sergio was saying, reach out to all the lovely people on your screen or to, you know, their general admissions offices. They would love to help you out in this process. So that is all that we have time for tonight, but thank you so much for joining us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. So we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the previous session recordings from tonight at strivescan.com/WACAC. Thank you very much for joining us tonight and best of luck in your college search process. Have a good evening.